Hello good people, Emmanuel Safali bringing you the Promise Insurance Show. Today I want to talk about home insurance, or what we call the domestic package insurance cover. And this is basically covering your home and then the contents and also the liabilities you have on the other people outside the home. So these are the traditional homes, but oftentimes right now people are living in apartments, condominiums. They're sharing space. It's shared spaces. So you also have liabilities. Something can break and hit or come from your balcony and hit your neighbor's things. But then oftentimes I've also gotten questions or people coming to us as insurers asking to insure just their phone or their laptop or their machine, camera, especially journalists. And then the obvious answer is tell them that you can't insure those kind of items by themselves. So you have to insure them plus your other items at home, like the furniture, like the domestic appliances that you usually have. Anyway, let me just use this video so that I may explain this more. Now, this was a video that was set up by Uganda police showing the kind of petty thefts that are happening on our streets on a day-to-day basis, right from 2021, 2022, 2023. So at least they capture those moments. So this is 2021. It is showing you that these are border. They usually use border, then they snatch and then they run off. Oftentimes we have seen this. We have fallen victim oftentimes. This was 2022 June. And then you can see the border on this area, and then the police highlights for you 2022. Someone is just walking there by their car, and then they steal such an item, your phone and laptops. The good thing with this kind of technology is the CCTV cameras. They help us as insurers to also get this kind of feedback. You can always get and report to the insurer. Even our investigators will look out for this. You tell them the location. If it was Gayaza Road, they can see that you are on a border and someone snatched. This person has tried to chase, but may not get. May actually be putting his life to risk. So this is 2023, around March. You can see they have snatched from this gentleman. Poor man is trying to chase, but all in vain. So these are the risks you have to transfer to the insurer, because these border are very hard to get. But they are also fending for their lives, because there's lots of inequalities in our society. And when it happens, people have to fend for themselves, because that is a meal for them. Let's also look at these insurance tips for us to understand what we look at to model a risk. They are low risk people. You can actually reduce that risk, implement those risks, management risks to minimize losses. So if you have cameras, for instance, this will help minimize your risk, and it can actually bring you a discount. These burglars are also there. You can reduce the theft, the occurrence of the burglary, but you can't take away the burglar itself. So that's a small insurance tip that you can look at. So with that, let's look at what brought us, which is the home insurance package or domestic package. So I'm going to use a number of scenarios. Let me just start with this scenario. It could be somewhere in Nalia, Segugu, or anywhere in Uganda for that matter, because this is our jurisdiction. And then the rates are usually up here. We tell you that anything with power surge, the electronics that are usually in the home, we usually charge 1%. Then without power surge, like the furniture items, we usually charge 0.75%, the items that are just fixed in a home. And then the portable items like cell phones, laptops, cameras, and projectors, those that are portable in nature, that can easily be carried away by someone else, those we charge 3%. So, in case someone has provided us a list. Now, there are options. I've highlighted something in cream to show you that those are optional covers. For instance, if someone owns a home, you can give us the value. But if you don't own a home, you're just renting in an apartment, but you have your items, please list them in some kind of Excel sheet so that we can transfer and put them in this kind of figure or template. So if someone owns a home, let's say condominium worth 250 million, we're going to charge 312,000 for the whole year premium. Now, this person has given us household items. It could be a television screen worth 1.8 million, a music system, 6 million, name it. All these items we're charging 1%, some of them, because they are really fixed. And then for the items that are portable, like the vacuum cleaner, the steam iron, about 3%, because those are portable. Then there are also other portable electronics, like the laptop, the camera, the lenses. You know, this is more or less a person who deals with machines. We charge 3% of the items. So furniture is, of course, now furniture has the lowest rate, but you can see that much as it gets all these furniture, the premiums are really low at 0.75%. You're seeing something of 1 million, just 7,500 shillings. He was covering also his curtain, because those are wall frames, photo frames. This is more of a journalist, and he has those items that he was very keen about. Now, there's also this other option that is in cream, that is also an option, but it's also something to look at, especially if you're in a shared space kind of environment. We all have neighbors, especially those in condominiums. Something can come from your neighbor's place or your place and damages or hits your neighbor's child, and then they are going to sue you. Or it could be your fence that could collapse and hit the neighbor's car who had parked by your fence. We usually see this during the rainy seasons. Our fences usually give way and then they cause damage. So you can usually charge, we usually give limits of 50 million and multiples of 50 million. So if it is 50 million, you would find that we're charging a premium of 150,000 for the whole year. Then your workers could cover them what we call workers' compensation or group personal accidents for your people at home. These are the daily, you know, what we call your cook, your caretakers. They could get burnt in your home. They could get accidents. Your gardener can actually, you know, something can cut him and you're liable by the law, you know, labor laws. You can agree if this person has no contract on a certain basis. So if this client used 30 million as a basis, because he's a casual laborer, his driver, we are going to charge 180,000 for the year. So this person has a total liability of 418 million that is transferring to the insurance company. At what cost? At a cost of 2.5 million for the year. That is the basic premium. But of course, there are other taxes like the training levy, 12,000, and then 18% VAT, 450,000, and then the stamp duty of 35,000. Then the premium is the 3,029,000 for the year for this kind of client. This is just an example for you to understand better. Then there are scenarios where, because there's a cash and carry policy, oftentimes right now the law requires that you pay all this premium to be covered, you know, within the year, such that should anything happen, you can actually just reach out to the client, to the insurer, and they may compensate you. Plus, of course, all the claim, the evidences that you will show. But then there are scenarios where someone can't afford all this money at once, but he's interested. As long as you have a financial card, you have ever taken out a loan, we can introduce you to our bankers, like NCBA Bank, which will give you a 10-month installment. So such that maybe if they're charging 8% at that time, these rates are negotiable. It used to be 10%, they're going down to about 8%. They can even go down to 6% if we have lots of business from you as a client. So you will find that 8% per annum. This person is going to write 10 monthly checks to the bank. That will be 227,000 for every month, 1 month apart. Of course, the first one has to be current. On top of that, he has to pay a stamp duty of 30,000 and a CRB, what is Credit Reference Bureau search fee of 70,000. Such that he's paying, that's maybe the first payment will be about 400,000. Okay, 397,000. Then the rest will give us a positive checks. Then the moment the first premium hits the bank account, the bank will be able to pay this premium on your behalf as a client, such that you don't suffer, you know. So all this is usually how the policy looks like. There are what we call minimum losses or excess of 10%. This is the minimum contribution you make for your items that get lost. So once someone breaks in, there are so many things that we cover. I'm not going to go into all those details. Let's look at this scenario. It could be another scenario. Someone was in Masanafu having a value of a home worth 300 million. However, you looked at this example, the figure was, because it was in a more open place, the premium was about 0.1.5%. This same, client, or this different client had less furniture, maybe 10 million, laptops. Much as we prefer this kind of list that has provided by the previous client, but you can also give an estimate. So this client had 1.5 million. It was much less. These other extensions are generic, are more or less the same. Extensions, of course, you're covering the property, name it. So with that, I would like to conclude by asking you to give insurance a chance and insure your home and your assets such that you really don't suffer the losses that some of these people suffered a while back in these videos that we saw a little bit earlier. So I want to thank you. I'm Emmanuel Safali. Please subscribe to the channel. Give us more feedback if you need some more explanations to understand how this policy works for the long term. I thank you for your attention. I'm Emmanuel Safali. My contacts are below, and emails are all available for you for your service. Be blessed and take care in this new year. Thank you.